listening to him.
But Maharaj, this is, I think, the second time you are holding the retreat in August, because last time you held the retreat with these people, Malavika and all this, so I believe so.
Oh, you mean 2 retreats in 1 month?
Yeah,
yes, 2 retreats. Yes, sometimes it happens. My target is 1 retreat per month, but then sometimes it becomes 2 also.
I'm at a different place, as I informed you in the morning. I'm in Calcutta, so I'm not opening the video.
Okay, it's all right, no problem. And if we can hear your voice, and then we can recognize your voice.
I'm sitting over there, Mr. Pichapati. So Maharaj, it's 12 o'clock. Shall we begin or shall we wait? People are joining in for a moment or two.
Yes, another 2 minutes you can see.
Okay, all right.
Namaste, Maharaj.
Any chanting, Swamiji, today?
Pranam Maharaj.
Yes, Vanakkam, Namaste, Saggamitra. And who else have come? Or Monica has joined from Pondicherry. And Dr. Vinod has joined. He is from Durban. He is one of the top specialists in Durban. I'm happy to see
Om Namo Narayana, Swamiji.
Om Namo Narayana. You see, that is the way in Durban devotees greet. Not like, sir, good morning, good evening, not like that. They call Om Namo Narayana. What a beautiful way of greetings. That's why I always admire Durban devotees.
It's good to see you, Swamiji.
Oh, thank you. It's always nice to see each other because we are all devotees of Sri Ramakrishna. That Sri Ramakrishna, wherever is reflected, that reflection makes us very happy.
Pranam Maharajji.
Namaste, Monica. Namaste, Rajeshwari from Kanchipuram.
Namaste, Maharaj. Pavitra Maharaj, Chennai.
Pavitra from Chennai.
Namaste, Swamiji. Jai Ram Krishna Maharaj. Jai Ram Krishna Maharaj.
Namaste, Maharaj. Manonmani.
Manonmani, yes, I greeted you. At that time, your picture went off.
Oh, sorry.
And from Chennai, another person I am seeing, Sridhar and Raji I am seeing. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the 6th session of For Seekers of God. We begin this session with our heartfelt and sincerest pranams to the most revered and our beloved Maharaj. And we also begin with a peace chant from Malupika. Malupika, this is...
Om Sham no Mitra Sham Varuna Sham no Bhavattar Yama Sham na Indro Brihaspati Sham no Vishnu Rurukramaha Namo Brahmane Namaste Vayu Tvameva Prattaksham Brahmasi Tvameva Prattaksham Brahma Vadishyami Ritang Vadishyami Sattang Vadishyami Tanmamavatu Tadvaktaramavatu Avatu Mam Avatu Vaktaram Om Shanti 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 Hari Om.
Thank you, Malavika. Maharaj, will you please start the session?
Please instruct everyone to mute the mics.
Yes, kindly all of you please mute the microphones. Thank you.
Om अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. हरि ओम. Om Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Greetings to everyone from Yelagiri. It's a beautiful evening we have here. Just now, a torrential rain came and stopped, and the whole nature has become absolutely silent now. Even the birds are not chirping. Such is the silence we have, and a beautiful breeze is blowing. So with the beautiful weather here, we are starting our class. Today, we are going to listen to Prithvish, who is going to read out some passages from For Seekers of God. That is the book that we selected for the fourth Sunday of every month. You may just wonder what happened. Today is the third Sunday. 18th is not the fourth Sunday. And the fourth Sunday, the sponsors of this talks, it is called Tat Padam Satsang Group. And they will be extremely busy on fourth Sunday in Dublin, where Swami, our revered Vice President Maharaj, Suitananji is visiting. That's why we preponed, though grammatically that word is not to be used, but we are in usage, we are very acclimatized to this word, preponed. So we have preponed this 1 week before. So welcome to every one of you. Let me ask Prithvish to start reading.
Pranam Maharaj.
Page number and then start reading.
Yes, so today I'll read from chapter 4. It is page 12 of the book. Place, Belur Monastery. Time, Saturday, September 1923. Swami Shivananda was seated in his room at the monastery at Belur, his face beaming with spiritual fervor, his eyes radiating love and compassion. There was profound peace in the room. Since it was Saturday, several devotees came from Calcutta for a visit. Most of them were young men working in offices who made it a custom to avail themselves of every holiday to come to the monastery to see Mahapurush Ji and listen to him. From his precious words of wisdom, they drew much inspiration. That day, the conversation turned up on spiritual practice. A devotee said, Maharaj, on some days I enjoy my meditation, but on other days I do not. What accounts for this? The Swami replied, Yes, truly it happens like this. For some days we enjoy meditation, but other days come when we don't. In the initial stage, all aspirants have to go through this experience, but one should not stop practice for that reason. Did not the master speak of the hereditary farmer? Even as he sticks to the family profession, so you must stick to your spiritual practice, and in trying periods pray fervently to the Lord. Say, Lord, we are in the world. We are weak and devoid of spiritual discipline and practice. We want neither time nor energy. We have none else to call our own. Do thou graciously set our mind right that we may call upon thee properly. Feeble as we are, unless thou givest us strength, how shall we think of thee? Pray to God thus, my boy. Prayer, earnest prayer, is what is necessary. Cry to him as you pray, then he will be gracious and respond. Maharaj, should I continue?
Yes, the para finish.
Okay. Don't you remember how the master used to pray to the mother? He would rub his face on the ground crying, Another day of this life is gone and I have not seen thee. How ardently did Sri Chaitanya say, O Lord, I find no joy in repeating the name. Crying thus, he too would rub his face on the grass. One should take the name of the Lord in this way with great earnestness. His name, my child, is the very essence. Repeating it brings strength to one's heart. Never forget to repeat. his name, never forget to repeat his name and pray to him constantly.
Yes. It's a very beautiful passage that has come to us today. It is the conversation between Mahapurush Maharaj and the few young men who have come there to meet him at Belur Monastery. So the topic turned towards the sadhana, the spiritual practice that all of us are practicing. So what is the problem of a devotee? The devotee very frankly puts it. You see, many of us, when we go to gurus, our own gurus, we are not very frank. We do not tell our spiritual problem openly. We keep something inside and something you say. And then what the person who is guiding you can do in that case. So there are some problems of communication happens. So here the devotee very frankly is asking. He says that I enjoy my meditation on some days, on some other days I do not. What accounts for this? What is the reason for this? When he asks what is the reason for this, he doesn't merely want to know. We can assume like this. He doesn't want merely to know what is the reason for this discomfort. Rather, he wants to resolve this problem. That every time he meditates, he would like to have a joyous mood. That is what he wants. So some days he has that, some days he doesn't. So when he asks Sivanandaji Maharaj, what accounts for this, let us interpret this way, that he not only wants the reason why the mind is not able to get joy, but also how do you resolve that issue? That also he is interested in. That's so Swami Shivanandaji goes much deeper into this point. He says, he accepts, yes, my boy, it does happen, he says. That is such a great relief. If I ask my guru something that I am struggling with something, and if he says yes, and that gives me great relief. As you all know, in the Mahabharata war, that Sri Krishna started teaching Arjuna, and whatever Krishna said, it is called Gita, because he sang. Gita means it is a song. So he sang to Sri Arjuna. So whatever he sang, in that he says, Arjuna says, "Oh Krishna, I am unable to control my mind. My mind is very disturbed, very restless." He says, and Krishna answers him, "Yes, my boy," it's exactly like Shivanandaji. "Yes, my boy, it is true that mind is restless." You see, it's a wonderful thing that when you ask someone a solution and with a problem, and the person who answers you accepts your problem as fact, then you are half relieved in your mind of the worries, of the anxieties, of the stress that is happening to me. Because I understand now, it is not only for me. This problem has been faced by many. Even Arjuna has faced. He says, "Vayoriva sudushkaram," like Vayu. The mind is so difficult to control. Can you hold Vayu, that is our wind, by your hand? You can't. You can't hold it. So that's why it is so difficult to capture the mind. And Sri Krishna says, yes, it is true. He says. That means, you see, when the Guru accepts your problem, as I said, you are relieved. Now, that doesn't satisfy, of course, because I want to know what is the reason and how I can overcome that. So Swami Shivanandaji Maharaj says, in the initial stage, all aspirants have to go through this experience. Tell me one aspirant who said from the beginning, from the day of initiation of the mantra, my mind is all set. Can anyone say that? No. Even 60 years, 70-year-old people come to me and tell me, Swamiji, our mind is restless. We cannot catch our mind. As if mind is some object, like a ball that you can go and catch. It's not so. The mind is within us only. but then we are unable to control it. So they say like that. Why? Because none of the sadhaka from the initial stage onwards is able to control the mind. Unless and until some such sadhaka who has studied, who has done practice for long and long and long, and he takes another birth. In that birth, from the beginning, he becomes a Purna. So what is Purna? Purna means whole, full. So that is what happens. Like Shukadeva. When Shukadeva was born, how was he? His mind was fully immersed in Lord. When Prahlada was born, how was he? His mind was fully born. Instead of crying, like that Prahlada baby, he cried Narayana, Narayana, Narayana. So you find there are some jivas who take birth in human form, and from the beginning, from the birth itself, they are. If not birth, at least after 10 years, 12 years, their mind gets merged. So there are some sadhakas are like that, definitely. We are not talking about all such exceptional cases. We are now talking about people like us, like the devotee who put that question. So Swami Shivananda Maharaj assures him, yes, my boy, in the initial stage, all aspirants have this difficulty. But then, did not the master speak of the hereditary farmer? He puts a question to him. So this person, the devotee who asked this question, seems to have been reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Since we are all devotees of Ramakrishna and we have been reading of Sri Ramakrishna, you must just immediately remember what Shivananji was hinting at. Immediately we will be able to understand it. Why? Because we have read the Gospel. Because in that Gospel, Sri Ramakrishna explains about a hereditary farmer. A farmer who does farming work for generations. That is called hereditary farmer. That means his father was a farmer, his father was a farmer, his great-grandfather was a farmer. So in that line they are coming. So about him, what did Sri Ramakrishna say? Anybody who remembers from the Gospel? Nalini, yes?
Father's property goes to his son, Ramakrishna says na Swamiji. So, all his divine property goes to his children.
Okay. I'm afraid that is not the right point. Here, hereditary farmer he says. There is no question of property or anything. About the farmer's quality. Yes, Malavika?
Jumadi has also raised hand, but I am just answering because you asked. That is, even if there is no rain, that the farmer doesn't give up but keeps on farming with
yes, thank you.
determination.
What does the hereditary farmer and the casual farmer, what is the difference between these two? The casual farmers will put first, say, some seeds he has put, and there is no rain. So some people will come and advise him, some agriculturists will come and say, hey, why you are wasting your seeds? Now there is no rain, so let us change it. So he will change. So neither he got the first seeds, nor the second one also. But the hereditary farmer will not leave his farming profession. Whether the rain is there or shine is there, it doesn't matter. At the proper tithis, at the proper seasons, he will do his work. So what Shivananji is asking the devotee is, have you not heard of this hereditary farmer who doesn't care for whether it rains or it shines? He will do his work. What work is done? Is going to do the farming work. He will do the farming work. By hook or crook, he will do the farming work. So because that is his family profession and he sticks to that. Even in the trying periods, are you able to pray to God? That is what she says. Lord, and he is asking the devotee, showing him how to pray. You see, most of the time, we do not know how to pray. And the prayer itself, we are not very much concerned. We are interested in glorifying the Lord. The glories of Lord we can say, oh, you are such and such, you are such and such, like that. There are lots of poems are there in every language, whether it is Hindi or Tamil or Sanskrit. The stotras are there, sutis are there. But how do you pray? The prayer thing is something wonderful. It's a unique contribution of Sri Ramakrishna, I should add, to the modern man. Because we don't know how to pray. When you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you must underline those passages where Sri Ramakrishna is praying, and you collect that in your notebook. And that itself will be a separate book. It will be like a book on prayers. How Sri Ramakrishna used to conduct his prayer from the Gospel. And that prayer, we can do that. There are some beautiful hymns are there by Adi Shankara praying to the Mother Bhavani. There is a Bhavani Ashtakam where Adi Shankara prays to Mother. So like that, some great men have taught us how to pray. But still we do not want to say certain words. Here what he says, you see, we are in the world, we are weak and devoid of spiritual discipline and practice. Is it not a fact? If you take each one of our lives and introspect within ourselves, we will find we are not true to what we are taught by our Guru. Guru has told, twice in a day you must do japa of 108 times. How many of us? Let us just put ourselves and then introspect. We will find many days we are not done. Yes, most of the days we will be doing, but there are many days which we have not done. Twice in a day we have not done. And Guru gives so many other instructions also. He says, since you have become, say, Ramakrishna devotee, since you have been given Diksha with a mantra, so you should not speak lies. How many of us are able to hold on to that practice? There are like that, so many things are there. But, so we know that we are weak and we are not fully adhering to the spiritual practice. Then what you should say to the Lord? You say, oh Lord, I do not know. I have no strength to practice what has been advised to me. You should accept. That is how the Bhakti Yoga takes you from the level where you are standing and higher and higher and higher. You see, there are people ask what is the difference between Jnana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, etc. There are many differences, we all know. That is philosophically we don't need to discuss here. But one of the chief important distinction between the other yogas and Bhakti Yoga is this. What does Bhakti Yoga does? Bhakti Yoga lifts you from the platform where you are. It doesn't ask you to come to a higher platform and then progress. No. It doesn't say that. It just says you stay wherever you are. From that place, I will take you up and up and up. So that's why you have to accept your inability to worship the Lord as we are supposed to do. We have neither time nor energy. Absolutely true in the modern sense. We do not have time, we do not have energy also. Then we have none else to call our own. Whoever you think that person is my own, and the next day that person proves it that he is not your own. That is a very sad thing in this world. The relationships with all our relatives you can find out. That's why it is not because something else. So if the relatives who come to you and for a spiritual aspirant, the relations are to be avoided. In the initial stage they say, don't keep contact with your, say when we joined the Ramakrishna mission and we have been told that don't keep contact with your relations. There are many people, you cannot keep contact. Why? Because the moment you keep contact with them, your mind will go back to the world. So he said, don't keep. In that way, you prove yourself that yes, I will not keep any contact. And then I can put my mind on God. So likewise you find. And whom you will depend in this world? None surrounding you can be a reliable person. And then he says, do thou graciously set our mind right, so that I can call you. See, I cannot call you properly. I am telling to Lord, and I am asking the Lord, you make me call properly. So it is your duty now. I am your devotee. I don't have time. I don't have energy. I don't know anything. I can't follow anything. I'm just left like this. Like a street dog I'm standing. But what is it? It is your duty, O Lord, to come and pick me up. That's why in one of the Savic Saint Manika Vasaka says that Avan Arulale Avan Tal Vanangi. He says, I am able to do the worship of my Lord only because of His grace, not because of my trials. No, I have not exerted anything because I have no time, I have no energy. I have not exerted, but the Lord has graced, He put His grace upon me so that I can call Him. How wonderful you see the grace of God. He wants us to call Him, and He finds this child is unable to get up. So He comes and picks up the child and He says, now call me. I am with you, He says. So He says, graciously set our mind right so that we may call upon you properly. And He says, this type of prayer, what He does, then He assures the devotee, then He will be gracious and respond. You show me one instance where the devotee prayed like this earnestly and God did not respond. You will be surprised. I am meeting hundreds of devotees almost every week, and you will be surprised that most of the devotees, when I converse with them, and I can understand how they are so joyously tell their experiences, that they prayed and the prayer was fulfilled. Even for small things. For small things, your prayers are fulfilled. If you want to eat, suppose jackfruit, and you have that desire, and you say, Ramakrishna, the jackfruit I have not eaten for a long time. And then you come to the kitchen, in the plate, jackfruit falls. I'm telling you very ridiculous incidents, but this has happened to me, and so many of the devotees have also experienced. They have prayed that, and then that has come to them. Because Lord is always gracious. He wants to show His Karunamaya, actually, Karunamaya Murti. So that Karuna, He is full of compassion to the devotees. When we pray, He comes to us and fulfills the prayers. Then He says, how Sri Ramakrishna used to pray. Rubbing His face on the ground, He would pray to Mother, Divine Mother. Oh Mother, are you true? Are you in this image? This is a stone image I am worshipping as a Bhavatarini. Hey Kali, Mother Bhavatarini, are you really in this image? And he had to pray like this. And then Mother revealed her nature to him. So he says, His name, my child, is the very essence. We have got the Nama. Nama is essence. Let us not forget that. You may do any type of spiritual exercises, sadhanas, whether it is Raja Yoga or Karma Yoga or Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. But in everything, you must understand the Nama, the name that has been given to us is something unique. It is the essence of our spiritual realization, mind you. When we are able to see God, the God with form and name, at that time the Nama helps. Nama only takes us. Nothing else takes us, mind you. The boat is tied in the night to a bit of wood that is kept on the shore. And Sri Ramakrishna says, in the night flood comes. The boat is now under the waters. Next day morning, the boatman comes. He is unable to see his boat on the river. But that peg is there. He holds that rope. And then he walks with the rope inside the water and he finds his boat. So the name is like that. Lord's name is the rope by which we are going to reach the Lord. That's why the Namasmarana is considered as one of the greatest way of spiritual practice practically by the Vaishnavas, Shaivas, and any type of practices you take it in our land. Everywhere you go, this Namasmarana. They're always thinking of the Lord. Telling his name is been advised. Sri Ramakrishna also was nonetheless, he practiced many methods, but he also emphasizes to the devotees the Namasmarana. In the Antaryogam, we chanted Vishnu Sahasranama. And Vishnu Sahasranama, 1,000 names of Vishnu. After that, what we chanted? 2 words, which is equal to Vishnu Sahasranama. What is that sloka? Anybody can tell? One word of Rama is equivalent to 1,000 names of Vishnu.
Sri Rama Rama Ramete.
Correct.
Ravi Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tatulyam. Sri Rama Tatulyam.
Sahasranama Tat Tulyam. Tat means that. The group name also Tat Padam. Tat means that. So Sahasranama Tat Tulyam. Tulyam means comparatively. Sahasranama Tat Tulyam. It is equal. You put in one plate 1,000 names, and in another plate 1 name, Rama. That's enough. It is equivalent to 1,000 names. That means whether one name you will chant or 1 name 1,000 times you will chant. If 1 name is equivalent to 1,000 names, if you chant 1 name 1,000 times, how many multiplication it has come to 1,000 into 1,000? I do not know how many millions it is. So many zeros. That much we have already chanted. So the Namasmarana is very important. And then another thing he says, God will respond to you. Is a very, very important assurance we are receiving from Mahapurush Maharaj. Yes, God will respond. Because I am doubting about God. I don't have full faith in God. I have always thinking that God may not do this. If he is unable to do it, how you can call him as a God? That's why one of the important aspect of God is omnipotency. He is omnipotent. If he is not omnipotent, can you call him God? If you say God cannot take any form, can you call him God? In South Africa, the children's class we used to have, Sunday children's class. So one class I had gone there and was watching. So the teacher is teaching the children and the boys and girls are sitting. So I told her, you are studying in a Christian school, you have a Christian religion education as one period. Why every week? So what do your miss teach? I asked the children. So one child said, Swamiji, the teacher came 2 weeks back and then she taught us. She said, God is one. God cannot be two. Because if 2 gods are there, they will fight with each other. So no two, only one God is there. And that is the Christian belief. But Hindus believe God is not one, God is many. When she said, I asked this girl, little girl, she was only 8th standard at that time. I asked her, what did you answer? Did you answer to your miss? Yes. I immediately raised my hand. And then teacher asked me, what do you want to say? Then I told, yes, madam, God is one. Not only Christians believe, we Hindus also believe God is one only, not many. Then immediately she asked me, my dear child, how do you say God can become many? Then God loses his power? Then she said, no teacher, God doesn't lose any power because he is called omnipotent. His power is all powerful. God can do, God can undo. And God can do in any other way as he likes. That is called omnipotency. It's all powerful. Because he is all powerful, God takes different forms as per Hinduism. When she said, I said, how did she react? She kept quiet. And next week, when she came and gave us notes, she added that Hindus also believe God is one, but they believe God can take many forms. I said, you have already done that. What wonderful. See, it's a revolutionary thought. We can never think. Other religions may say, I'm not telling a defect about the other religions. But anyone who thinks God is one and God cannot take forms, that means you are putting a condition to God. You are putting a limitation to God's power that God cannot take many forms. That means who are you to say God cannot take many forms? Are you God? So that comes. See, logically speaking, the small child understood the gist of Hinduism and she answered very well. So this I quote because the omnipotency of God is not to take you into his stride, into his embrace, but also he will respond to you. All your prayers he will respond. So people ask, so whatever we ask, does he give? So I will ask so many things. I will say that tomorrow I should become the Prime Minister of India. Can he fulfill that? I am not even an MP. How can I become President or Prime Minister? So I have to become first, stand in the election first. So I must have a lot of money, crores of money with me to spend on the election. So how many preconditions are there? And if you put such a prayer, will God fulfill? So this says, Ramakrishna says, God is Kalpataru, no doubt. He will give you whatever the Kalpataru tree gives you. But he is very conscious about your past birth karma also. So if you have done something that itself becomes an obstruction to your desire, then what God can do? God will not help you in this case. He will say, let him suffer or enjoy according to his previous karmas, inclinations, let him go through it. Then I will protect him. That's why it is very necessary, that we must understand how the karma works. The karma also is very, once Lakshmi Devi was very upset with the Lord Vishnu. She said, one of your devotee in that village is crying, and you are not giving him any wealth at all. He still, in Ramakrishna's case also we saw last Tat Padam class, how Sashi Maharaj he had to recommend to Sri Ramakrishna, this boy is very poor, please bless him so that he gets some wealth. And he used to bring some sweet, and Ramakrishna would never touch that sweet. And Sashi was very unhappy. Sashi said, oh Lord, why you are not eating that fruit? Please eat that fruit, accept that fruit. That boy will be blessed. He can become a big man. Said, no, I cannot ask mother to give him wealth. That is what he used to reply. And one day, because of Sashi Maharaj pestering, he accepted. And Sashi Maharaj writes, after that, Sashi Maharaj has come to Chennai, he never went back to Bellumat. After a long time when he went to Bellumat, he found out that very boy had become one of the prosperous persons in Calcutta. He had a press. He used to publish about the glory of Sri Ramakrishna in his press. How he has grown, you see, just because of the grace of Sri Ramakrishna. So the grace of Lord comes. It does comes. He says that repeating the Namasparana is such that it can give you whatever you want. But then, if my own karma obstructs that, then what does Lord? The Lord does, he keeps quiet. He keeps quiet till that karma is worked out. Once that karma effect is gone, then he will come and help. That is how we find that. So I was telling about this Lakshmi story. The Lakshmi asked Narayana, you are not helping your devotee. And I am feeling very pathetic for the devotee. Then Narayana asked her, what do you want to do? He said, I want to go and give him lots of diamond stones. He said, go. So Lakshmi went. Every day, he used to go by a path in that forest. So in that path, she put, because he will be coming that side, so she put a small heap of diamond stones. And Lakshmi is watching it. And that man was coming. And he was very sad on the day. He doesn't have any food to eat. He doesn't have money to buy anything. With that sadness he was coming, only very near he has come. He could have seen that heap. But before that, he thought, every day I am coming by this road. So there is nothing unknown to me. Let me close my eyes and walk. And he closed his eyes and walked past that diamond heap. Then Narayana showed Lakshmi, you see, you wanted to help him. But his past karmic effect is stopping to enjoy that wealth. That is what happened. So once that is goes, now Ashmi understood the law of karma. How intricate the law of karma. Today 3 devotees came from Chengalpet. They were ex-teachers of our school, and we are discussing about this law of karma. Oh, what a beautiful discussion took place, because there are so much of sukshma, tattva, nunukkamana sila matters, sila vishayangal in that law of karma it is there. Very highly subtle. We do not know. Even we simply say, what is law of karma? What you sow, so you reap. Very simple. One sentence we say. It's not like that. There is the individual karma, there is a family karma, there is a national karma, there is a world karma. To all these things we belong, and we don't understand that. So that lady asked me today, how a family karma can affect a person? Because I have done something, why it should affect my son? I said, when your husband gets a lottery, 2 crores of rupees, are you not benefited? Being a wife of him? The same way, if difficulties comes, for instance, the wife has got a cancer, will not the husband be disturbed? Is he not upset about that? The karmic part, this is called the karmic, that you share this karmic effect. It's a family karma. Likewise, the national karma is there. Likewise, the world karma is there. So all those different, so subtle it is. And not only that, the karmic effect that comes to me is according, the quantum of the karmic effect is equivalent to the suffering that the other person has. Suppose I tell you some bad words. Yes, Malvika, any question?
Yes, Swamiji, but before that, Chandra Krishnamurti raised the hand. So
yes, Chandraka is there. Anything she would like to ask? Kelaguma. Enna kekringa? No, she is not near. Yes.
Okay, so then I can say. So my question to this karma theory is the title of the Lord as Kapal Mochan. Is it something contradictory or a special case or exception to the law of karma?
No. Kapal Mochan is very true. It is not that God cannot completely erase the karmic effect. God has, otherwise, he cannot be omnipotent, you see. The very fact that we consider God as omnipotent shows that God can do anything. But why should he go away from the law that he enacted? The law of karma is nothing but like physical laws of Newton's, we have spiritual laws. The spiritual laws are who introduced, who created the spiritual law? Lord Narayana. So when he has created these laws, why should he go away from that? And he wants to show to this world, the law should be respected. So it cannot, you cannot just wipe off like that. He can, exceptional cases, he can wipe off. There is a beautiful Tamil poem says about Lord Muruga, Vidikku Tunai, Avan men Padangal, like that it starts. That means for my eyes, what is the true protection? So Lord's feet is the protection. Like that it goes on telling, he says, Mundaya Padikku Tunai. What is the previous janmas padi? Padi means the bad karmic effects. They are called padi. We say padi means abuse. We say padi means, like there's so many meanings of that, different meanings. But one meaning here is padi means previous janmas, certain effect, that bad karma that we have done. The bad effects are weighty. So those things, who is my protector at that time? When they come and assault me. So at that time, Lord's hands come. They come and put on your. That's why many of the people believe, that Sri Ramakrishna touches them. Immediately their suffering goes off. So it is possible for the Lord to clear off all your past karmas. But he doesn't choose us to do that. So he is definitely Kapal Mochan, and that power he has got because he is omnipotent. But he wants you to go through the life's proper problems so that you are not a andha bhakta, you are not a blind devotee of God. You are able to understand the possibilities in the life, whether what I am doing. Otherwise, how you will take responsibility of your karma? You won't take responsibility. If Lord comes and removes everything, whatever bad you do and He removes, no, that is not a proper logic. So every jiva has to take responsibility of his life, and that life responsibility is what He says here. Yes, yes, Juma.
Maharaj, Kapal Mochan vis-a-vis Lord taking the sins upon him, just like Thakur took Girish Chandra sins and Ma took over the sins of her devotees. So
Yes.
how do we, if the Bible, they take it on themselves?
Oh, yes. Yeah, that's a good question. You see, as a Lord, when you say, see, these words, English words, are a lot of misunderstanding comes. You know, these Englishmen, when they translated our Puranas, etc., even Devatas, they call them God. They are not God. And the Parabrahman is alone, it should be understood by God. Capital G-O-D when you write, it is Parabrahman. Now, the Parabrahman cannot take your sins. How he takes the sins is by coming as Ishvara and coming as an Avatara Purusha. That is the very, very last stage of the God's manifestation to us as a human being. Swami Vivekananda asked in Jnana Yoga, if God comes and teaches you in the form of cow, will you be able to understand? We cannot understand. A cow can talk to another cow, but a cow cannot talk to me. So God has to come in the human form. Then only He can make me understand. So He comes in human form. When He comes in human form, at that time He accepts.
Okay, so then He cannot just wipe it off. He has to accept it.
He has to accept it by accepting Himself, and then He gives that bhakti to the devotee, and the devotee understands my karmic effects are now transferred to Sri Ramakrishna. In the avatara, they understand that.
All right. So
the karmic effect is transferred, so you realize now. Yes, doing bad things is bad effect, and that bad things I shall not do. So that's how that is His grace, you should say.
His grace, of course. So God with capital G can wipe off, but when He comes as Avatara, then He has to take it on Himself.
Take it on Himself, yes. Correct.
Thank you.
Otherwise, human relations, human behavior will not be there.
Right.
Everything will be mystical, and we will not understand anything at all.
Yes, got it. Thank you.
But even in human avatar, you see, Chaitanya Dev, that person was singing the name of Krishna, and so much of Krishna, pagal he has become, mad with Krishna's name. But he was having leprosy, a leprosy patient he was. And people are telling Chaitanya Dev, don't go that side, a leprosy patient is there. In those days, leprosy, even seeing leprosy, they think that they used to think that leprosy I will get. It's not by seeing you get. So that is, they thought like that. So they prevented Chaitanya Dev to go there. But Chaitanya Dev went there, and by telling the name of Sri Krishna, he embraced that leprosy patient, and he became completely all right. You see?
Yes, but he did not become, but Chaitanya Dev did not take it off.
No, he did not. He removed that completely. So the avatara can exert his omnipotency also at several times at his merge.
Right,
So when he thinks it has to be done, he can do it. That's why he's called omnipotent. Not for any other sake. That God can do at his will what he wants.
Yes.
That's why he's called omnipotent.
Thank you, Maharaj. That was wonderful.
So this is the paragraph that we read today that will show us that how wonderful the name of the Lord can protect us. So he says the last sentence, you see, never forget to repeat His name and pray to Him constantly. So after that, there are questions that we shall see in the next class. So 45 minutes already over. If you want, we can have some nice discussions. Who can start the discussion today?
Maharaj, this is on a different note. you were mentioning that something about the Kundalini which was being spoken in the last class.
Yes.
There was some. So, if anybody has questions with regard to that, or would you like to add something to that, Maharaj?
I think we completed that question. And if any person has raised that any question last time, he can ask any further clarification, does he require or not?
All right.
Maharaj, can I ask you a question, Maharaj?
Yes, please.
Maharaj, nothing to do with today's classes. I want to know how is the condition of Ramakrishna Mission centers in Bangladesh today?
Yes, that's a good question. Maybe it's very relevant to us. But then this class is not meant for discussion on those things which we know which will turn into political discussion, which I don't want to indulge in. But for your question, one answer is none of our center has been affected.
Okay, that's all I wanted. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Maharaj, immediately after the reading, you started with the discussion referring to in Gita, Sri Krishna acknowledged that the problem of fickle-mindedness is a common problem, and then from then on, he kind of took the devotee Arjuna towards how to attain that steady mind and towards the focus and goal. I sometimes wonder that, at chapter 6, he was so fickle-minded. By chapter 18, how could he get to such a determination that he could confirm to the Lord that, yes, I'm ready to do all that you are saying, and all my doubts and confusions are over? Because in between chapters, so many sadhanas and the procedures are explained. Or is it just allegorical?
No. And see, you are wondering from 6th chapter to 18th chapter is too short, you think. Or it is long period, but how did he come in that long period, you are asking. But I feel even the very fact of having Vishwarupa Darshana of Sri Krishna, all the doubts of Arjuna vanished. He had no doubt after that. So, but he did not express that. Only in the last chapter he expresses that. But after that, his questions, you see, his questions are never about such control of mind, etc. He asks about higher knowledge. What is Prakriti? What is Para-Prakriti? What is Apara-Prakriti? What is Kshetragya? All those things, a very higher type of forms of knowledge he indulges in. He never asks about mind and how to do, how many times you have to sit in meditation. All those things are gone. So that is how 6th chapter it is over. So after having darshan of Lord, no doubt can remain in your mind. But if Lord gives him show his form and he removed all his doubts, but he can again read it, he can again cover it. Is it not? So after the war was over, still Arjuna considered Krishna as his brother only. So he did not go for, oh Lord, etc. He never said after that. Then again he would call him, hey Krishna, come here, as his friend. So because that veil has come, that screen has put, Lord has put the screen, never able to keep it up all the time. Yes.
Yes, Abhishanda.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yes. Yes, Abhishanda, how are you?
No, Maharaj, I just wanted to say that what you have just said about it, that Arjun acknowledged that his Lord at the 11th chapter when he said that Piteva Putrasya Sakheva Sakho Priya Priyarasi Devo Sarhum. That means that please tolerate me as father tolerates his son and the friend tolerates his friend, please tolerate me. when he said that in that sloka only he acknowledged God, and after that
Yes.
he was asking those questions about the higher things, not.
Yes. So yes, you are correct. So this is how we have to look at it. Even on the next form itself, he could have revealed to him. He did not reveal their nature. He was just acting as his friend, and guide. That's all. Till the 11th chapter, Krishna was not showing him any of his powers, the higher powers.
Yes, Maharaj. He said some of his powers in 10th chapter, but he didn't reveal them.
No.
In Vibhuti Yoga, he said that he is God only.
That chakshu, that jnana chakshu, he did not give, so he could not see.
Yes.
That. Then he is able to understand.
Dr. Vinod, thank you, Abhishanda. Dr. Vinod would like to ask a question, I think now.
Om Swamiji.
Yes, Vinod.
Swamiji, in the life of Swami Vivekananda and Master, the scene where Swamiji was sitting at Master's bedside, and in his mind he was thinking, if only at this stage you can tell me who you really are. And Master woke and he said, he who was Rama and he who was Krishna is Ramakrishna in this body, but not in your Vedantic sense.
Yes.
Swamiji, can you expand on that?
Oh, yes. That's a very interesting question that you raised. Yes. So, what is the idea that we gain about God from different types of scriptures? You see, the Vedanta is the term, is used for long, many thousands of years in our land. So what does that mean? It meant originally, that is, Vedanta is a type of idea. What are those ideas? That God alone is true. The world is untrue. Neglect this world. Disregard this world. That is what the idea of Vedanta at that time. So lot of things all over the world, all over the India, you see, or in many parts of India, still people have this feeling that why you are talking Vedanta, like that they will ask you. When you are telling very normally, in a very, as a devout person, you say that, what Master will do, let it accept it. Like that you say, they say, why you are talking Vedanta, like that they will say. So they will think Vedanta means something beyond this world. Now that in that idea only, Sri Ramakrishna says, not according to Vedanta. In Vedanta, what is the conception of God? God is one. And God is the source of this universe. God is true, and the universe is not true. As Sri Ramakrishna explains in another place, the magician and his magical powers. Magical powers are not true, but the magician is a true one. So likewise, God is true, but this prapancham, this universe, is not true. So don't put your mind on unnecessarily on the things that are not stable, that are not permanent, that are merely temporary. Like that the Vedanta says. So in Vedanta, sense of God is that somewhere God is living. Somewhere God is living, but where is He, we do not know. The scriptures may say that God is everywhere, but I am not able to see God everywhere. I am seeing everything as He has created this world. Now Sri Ramakrishna comes here and says, see, he who came as Sri Rama, he who came as Sri Krishna is now in this body. What does he mean? He doesn't mean Rama has come in this body as Ramakrishna, or Krishna has come in this body. No. Rama and Krishna also are avatars. So he who came as Rama, who came as Rama? In Ramanam Sankirtan, you are singing every Ekadashi. Shuddha Brahma Paratpara Ram, Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram. The Shuddha Brahman has become, after joining with Kala, it has become Kalatmaka Parameshwara. And then Parameshwara only takes the three forms of Srishti, Sthiti and Vinasha. That is Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva. And that Vishnu, who is supposed to protect all of us, sustain all of us, he takes the avatara. So you don't find Brahma taking avatara, Shiva taking avatara. But Vishnu only takes avatara. Why? Because that is his duty, to protect the dharma. Because he is the sustenance, God of sustenance. That is the power of Ishvara. So Ishvara takes avatara, and this avatara, that Parabrahman is here. Not the Parabrahman that denies the world, but the Parabrahman that accepts the world. That is what I interpret. Any other person has got any other view? You can share with me.
Yeah. Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you.
Pranam Maharaj.
Yes.
Maharaj, this is in relation to the discussion we were having a little earlier about the effects of karma. So, Maharaj, is it true that when we get the grace of initiation, our Sanchita karma is forgiven and we only have prarabdha left? Is it like that?
Exclusively, you cannot say yes. Neither I can say no. Because Guru's grace is something wonderful. Sanchita karma are going to come. Sanchita karma means that the karma effect has not yet taken place. It is going to come to me. Say tomorrow or next 1 hour after, like that it is going to come. So by Guru's grace, that karmic effect can be very much reduced. So that is what we read and we understand from others' teachings, etc. So the karmic effect cannot go without having seen its effect. So because effect is nothing but in another form of karma that you have done. You see, both are same. The work and its result, it cannot be separated like that. What is result? The work's result is we call as the result. So the work changes, it transforms, and then it comes in the form of result. So you cannot completely say that all the Sanchita karmas will be wiped out. No, they are not wiped out, because they are necessary also for the jiva to learn some lesson. If God, by his omnipotent power, he wipes off all the Sanchita karmic results, then the jiva have got no opportunity to learn his mistakes. You see, that conundrum it's a conundrum. It's a fact that whether it is possible or not. I will tell you, as a theory, it is possible for the Lord, but he won't do it, because the jiva is to be made to understand. It has to study some lessons. So in that way, he won't completely absolve you from all the previous your karmic things. No.
So, Maharaj, what is the difference between Sanchita karma and prarabdha? Is it the same or?
No, it's not same. The action that you have done, the result of that action has already taken up, has already taken off, I should say. So see, the body that you have got is due to prarabdha, because the effect has already started. Sanchita is the effect that are going to come at its proper fortune time. That is.
And what Holy Mother said, that the effects can be mitigated, that is when we have to do our japa.
For that also we should deserve, When Lord sees my devotee is deserving, that's why let me not trouble him with all the Sanchita karmas. Let me slow down its effect. So he may remove some of the stronger effects. You see, that also, I am only playing with the words. The actual meaning is not that. What is the actual meaning? If you analyze properly, you understand God does not minimize it like that. What he does is, he rather strengthens your mind to accept that difficulty as normal. That is enough for you, is it not? Say, in my family, my child is having cancer. Now the mother is crying. So my mother definitely will cry. Now the mother must accept the fact, is it not? You cannot say that the cancer is not there, you cannot say. It is such a terrible thing. So he has to accept, the father and mother have to accept that fact. So this acceptance of the fact of life comes from the strength of the mind. That is what Lord God gives. He only increases your strength of mind to accept what is the fact of life. And you think that in Tamil there is a proverb, the arrow comes to hit your head, but instead of hitting your head, it takes your turban. That's all. So the turban is gone. So we say, the Lord is very good, He is very gracious. Like that we become very devoted. But if you analyze it properly, according to law of karma, even Lord will not be able to, or He will not like to reduce that. But what reduces is, He instead of that, instead of tinkering with the law of karma, which He has produced, what He does, your side, you are the affected party, so He makes you strong enough to accept the facts of life. That is the rational way of thinking, Vedantic way of thinking. Yes, Nandini?
Namaste, Maharaj. My question might be a little this thing. Sometimes when I think deeply about law of karma, it comes to my mind that even if we do japa, for instance, Master Mahashai was with Guru Maharaj, but in spite of that he had lots of troubles. Like that, even direct disciples, everyone had some sort of troubles. This is all, I don't know if it's because of karma or God's play. So anyhow, whatever happens, it will happen. So at one point, and Guru Maharaj used to say that God is like a child. He will give whatever he wants to some person without any this thing on his own. Like there is no rules for him sometimes, like that and all. So sometimes there is some sort of fear, I could say. So whatever will happen, it is bound to happen. So, and small instance also, some deep thought comes, like will it become a big problem later? Have I done, like small things also. So for example, even in that I heard about some dharma, Kali Yuga dharma, about what to do in Kali Yuga, like told by Bhishma to Yudhishthira. So in that and all, like they'll say where we have to eat, how we have to eat, how we have to drink, all that will also produce karmic effect. So all this and all, it is like sometimes when we think deeply, it causes lots of fear, anxiety also. So I just feel whatever happens, let it happen. I just deal it with you like that. So any small short advice how to deal, or we just have to leave it under the feet of God and don't think much about karma, how to
yes.
How to deal with this.
Yes, thank you, Nandini, for this. Though it has become a little longer, but then you have told what you have to say. So the point is, we must first make it clear in our mind, as you said, that whatever is going to happen will happen. What does that sentence, that idea, from where you get? You get that idea from the law of karma. The law of karma states whatever sanchita karma is there must come into effect. That effects will happen one day. So that is what you are telling, whatever happened, let me happen, like that. But are you able to tackle your day-to-day life in a dharmic way? Have you found out what are the dharmic principles are there? Are you able to follow those dharmic principles in life? Say simple things as Ramakrishna says, that don't tell lies. And then, so if you are set to say a lie, then do you repent for that? Do you tell Sri Ramakrishna, I'm sorry, Master, today I have told a lie? Because Rakhal told a lie during a play with his friends, Master could not look at his face. Such is our Master. Sri Ramakrishna, that means you understand how they are so strong about their certain principles. So can we have certain dharmic principles in our life and follow? I think in that way, if you do it, you get the strength of mind. That is why the willpower, the dhriti is very necessary for us. Merely buddhi cannot lead us. Only dhriti can lead us. So the strength of mind has to be acquired. And how do you acquire that? By sadhanas only. By different sadhanas you have been instructed, and you are doing those sadhanas, and you are getting that mind slowly strengthened. With that only you can tackle the problems in life. That is what I feel.
Maharaj, with regard to Dr. Vinod's question, that which he said, when Thakur said that Tabe Tor Vedantir Mote Noy, so does that have any connection with the Advaita philosophy?
Yes, because definitely, see, Advaita, what does Advaita says?
I am you, Aham Brahmasmi.
Yes. No, Aham Brahmasmi, I am God.
I am God. So
you just think of that. If all the philosophies are related, Vedanta includes all philosophies as Swamiji interprets it.
Right.
So once upon a time, Vedanta was only connected with Advaita. So that's Ramakrishna has come and he has changed that idea. So now we understand all philosophies come under Vedanta. So okay, that Vedanta, that not according to Vedanta means according to Advaita Vedanta, which Swamiji was practicing at that time.
Right. So
Naren was very much into that. Vedanta. So that's what he said.
That could be one of the reasons why he said Tabe Tor Vedanti Mote Noy.
Correct.
Thank you. Joba
yes.
Naki Manu
Yes.
first. Whoever. Yes. Go ahead, Joba.
Pranam Maharaj.
Namaste.
Pranam Maharaj. I just want to tell one thing, Maharaj. In Gita's, in Bengali Gita's Sarangsha, it is told like that, যা হচ্ছে ভালো হচ্ছে, যা হবে সেটাও ভালো হবে, এবং যেটা আসবে সেটাও ভালোর জন্য হবে. But along with that, Maharaj, what is going on in the current society against the women's security and all everything? So like I think Maharaj এখানে আমাদের we have to কুরুক্ষেত্র হয়েছিল মেয়ের অপমানের জন্য, লঙ্কা যেটা আমাদের লঙ্কা কাণ্ড সেটাও হয়েছিল সীতাকে হরণ করার জন্য. So in this present situation, what will suggest us as an woman to keep security, not only myself, to the family, to the my nearest colleague or something like that, or maybe in wherever it is required, not I'll involve unless and until people will ask. But nowadays women's security is become a serious issue, Maharaj. And in this regard, if you want to put any idea or any advice for us, for the ladies.
No, I have a lot of things to say on this, but today is not the occasion for that.
Yeah, sorry, and time also less. It is above 5:30. Yeah, it is at least one line.
Two lines I can tell you this, that you cannot pass comment on any of the happenings that has happened, because you say that what is going to happen must happen. If you believe in that, then I cannot say anything. So whatever has happened according to the divine will. Like that we have to keep it quiet. But you are not asking, you are going beyond that question. And you are asking, how do I protect? How do I keep myself safe? How do I keep the society safe? These are the things that are to be discussed at length, and many aspects will come into that. Anyway, philosophically speaking, that if nothing happens without the will of the Lord, and everything is to be taken as good, is even the suffering that we get, the parents of that lady doctor in RGK hospital are now undergoing, that suffering, like that our sufferings as friends, as onlookers, as concerned about our nation's security, like that we also suffer. So this mental suffering and the cosmic mental suffering all over India and other places. What happens? This is to be suffered and learnt. That's why it has come. So nobody can justify this by any means of arguments. But what we learn from that I am telling. We have to learn this, that yes, the suffering has come to us, we are suffering, and we have to overcome that. And what steps we can take individually or socially. That we have to definitely think out and chalk out program for that. That's how the evolution of the society happens.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you.
Malavika?
Maharaj, your word dhriti, that reminds me one question related to the two verbs regarding the prayer where we say with prachodayat versus where we say dehi. Are there any difference?
Between?
The way we pray when we say dhiyo yona prachodayat. And so there you had explained the meaning as that may that dawn on us, that knowledge dawn on us or inspire us.
Inspire
us. Versus when we are praying with a direct verb as dehi, that please give us. Are there any difference or distinction between these kind of two kinds of prayer with these two kinds of verbs?
Yes. The verbs itself indicate a different meaning. So in Sanskrit word, that the and dha have got different interpretations. So the used only in situations where you ask, you give me, that the comes. And the comes, not only I ask, but I want to retain that. So that also is interpreted like that. So when you say Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, then you say you give me Rupa, handsomeness, you give me beauty, you give me victory. That is give, that I am asking you. But when you say Viryamasi Viryam Mai Dehi, Balamasi Balamai Dehi, that is that the dha is used. For that interpretation is dha stands for dharana. So I have to retain it. I ask Lord, you give me balam, and if I cannot retain that balam, what is the use? So if you ask Mother Durga, Rupam Dehi, okay, Rupam she has given. Next day, somebody may throw acid on my face. The Rupam is gone due to my past karmic effect. The Rupam is gone. So anything that I want from Lord, that should not leave me. I should be able to retain that. Retention must be there. That's why Rupam Dehi, if you say, it is asking her to give the Rupam, and the Rupam will be sustained.
Dehi is a word, Maharaj. Dehi.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry to.
It is a word.
So with respect to that, where does prachodayat stand?
No, there are two people talked, so I couldn't hear you. Tell me.
So with respect to this, Dehi, where does prachodayat stand? When you say that may it inspire us?
No. See, Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. Here there is no Dehi is there. The Dehi is not at all there in that. You give me this or you give me that or you give me and retain me also. That nothing is mentioned. Dhi means that Dhairya. Where the Dhairya is there, where the courage is there, that is called Dhi. That is strong mind is called Dhi. Now Buddhi we say, Buddhi. There also Dhi is there, you see. So this Dhi has to inspire me, inspire my mind, it says. So who is to inspire? Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo na Prachodayat, it says. So there Dhimahi comes in a Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargaha Devasya Dhimahi. He says, you please give that which we can retain. The Dhimahi is there. And then it says, may you inspire by or energize my mind. Is that literal translation we make?
Thank you.
Raja B has raised his hand for quite some time. Raja, if you could please.
Please, Raja B. Is there any?
Yes, Maharaj. Raja from Bangalore, Maharaj.
Oh, very good. Tell me.
So Maharaj, so everything according to the karma. So my question is whether it's a God's will or whether we have a free will to overcome the karma.
That's a very good question. That itself can be a topic for discussion for 1 hour. But in short, I can tell you that, you see, that if according to what we do, act, and the results we have to take up, then what is the necessity of God? This question was not raised by Raja B, but it was raised long back by Buddhists also. So they denied it. Agnosticism came that God is not required in our life, they say. Why you are bringing God unnecessarily? You do your proper actions, good actions, you get good results. If you do bad actions, you are going to suffer. So knowing this, I will do good actions and enjoy my life. Where the God comes there, why you want to worship God, etc. they say. But Vedanta says, no. The law of karma itself was designed by the Lord. The cosmic mind, as we call it, Vedanta says, this Hiranyagarbha, it thinks. Hiranyagarbha thinks. What it thinks, it thinks that this universe that has come out, the prapancha that has come out through the five important elements, this universe has to be sustained. For that it has to run on certain principles, on certain laws. And those are called spiritual laws. And spiritual laws are nothing but this law of karma. So the law of karma is enacted by the Lord. So the question they raise is, if you do one karma, I do one karma, the karmic result that happens for your karma should not affect me. My karmic result should not affect you. Who divides this? Who provides this karmic result to that person? That is the Lord. So Vedanta says, Lord is required. Otherwise, nobody will be under control. How the law of karma, how it can be controlled then? So the Lord is required, definitely. Now, because of the presence of Lord, the law of karma is being run smoothly. If there is no one to control that, the smoothness will not be there and it will clash with another person. Your karmic result will come and affect me. My karmic result will go to you. You have done good things. I will enjoy my life. I have done some bad things. You will suffer for that. That cannot be. Each one has to have his own. And this appropriation of the resource, as we call it in modern terms, that is done by God. So God is very much necessary. That's what Vedanta says.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Maharaj.
Sorry, someone else was talking.
Java,
Okay, please.
I'll hold. Please, sir, please, can go ahead.
Yeah, Maharaj, see, in a company, the managing director can decide whether to reward or punish. So similarly, if you put that concept here, so if I make some good,
No, I'm not telling, like a managing director, God will do punish or it's not. The punishment and rewards are not presented by God. It is presented by your own karma. Okay?
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
Yes. Now you ask the question.
No, you answered before I could ask the question.
So Java, go ahead with your question, please.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. Maharaj, as tomorrow is Rakhi Purnima, so I think Lord Krishna will spread love and affection, and he become the security of all ladies. That's I pray, and you also bless us. So by your blessings and your advice will strengthen us.
See, one or two, three incidents all over India, wherever it happens, it is now churning the society's mind. We are a society as a one body, and that society's mind, cosmic mind, is being churned with how we can sustain, we can keep up the protection of the ladies. So that thought is coming up in everyone's mind. Sitting in Chennai, can you do anything in Calcutta? No. So understanding the limitations of our powers, of our expanse, of our will. So what you should do is, we should only pray to Lord. Oh Lord, please protect all of us. And by churning of the society, will find its own method, and it will come out with a solution. That solution will go for some years, and then again that also will fall into disrepute, and then some other problems will come, that will create it. See, likewise in history, if you see, thousands of years history, if you see, problems are coming, and problems are removed also by solutions. Who is bringing the solution? The society only. Any matter that is affecting the entire society, the society must be responsible for that. And the society will churn out and bring it. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj. Pranam. Please accept my pranam, and thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you for your question,
Maharaj, it is, thank you everybody for your participation. Maharaj, it's become quite late for you now. Your Arati time will start. So, just as a last sentence, so that appropriation that you were talking in response to Raja's question about the divine will versus the free will, so that appropriation is a divine will. Is that the will of the Lord?
Yes.
Appropriation is the will of the Lord. Because they say...
So, while appropriating, he gives as that second part of Raja's question I want to answer. While doing, he gives a very minimal self or free will. That power also he gives. So that how much free will is there to be depends upon person to person. As Sri Ramakrishna gives a beautiful example of a cow being tied with a 6 feet rope. Within 6 feet it can move freely, but beyond that it can't go. Another has got 60 feet. So up to 60 feet the cow can graze, but beyond that it won't go. Like that, every individual has got a particular length of rope that is tied down. So that length of rope, who decides? If God decides, for you 60 feet, for me 6 feet, he becomes partial. That God should not be worshipped. So you cannot put the blame on God for that. Your past karma and past bhavana has decided how much length of rope you will have in the next birth. So you are responsible for your own fate, for your own destiny. You are responsible. This is what Swamiji gives us, a beautiful solution for this problem.
Thank you, Maharaj. Our Shamoy Lebo now, we will not take any more of your time. We are well above the time.
Thank you very much. I was happy to meet all of you. Yes.
Thank you, Maharaj.
So Durga to everyone. Let me close. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ram Krishna. Durga.